Looking at homes online is exciting, but eventually you have to step away from the screen and actually walk through some front doors. And that is where the reality of touring can quickly become overwhelming. If we just bounce from house to house without a plan, you'll quickly experience the house hunting blur. By the fourth stop, you're trying to remember if the house with the great kitchen was the same one with the weird smell in the hallway, or if those were two totally different places. I use a systematic approach to cut through that chaos. It's designed to keep your search organized and your stress levels low, so we never lose sight of what you're actually looking for. Today, I'll show you exactly how we set up our touring days, the simple method we use to keep your thoughts organized in real time, and how to confidently recognize the right home without the anxiety. Let's start with the logistics. Once you have a list of homes worth your time, you won't have to juggle a bunch of separate appointments. I reach out to the listing agents and batch everything into one smooth, continuous block of time. On the day we go out, we'll simply meet up at the very first home on the schedule. From there, we just drive separately to each stop along the route. To make sure that route is actually worth driving, we use what I call the funnel process. This graphic shows how we actively filter properties so we don't waste your time on a poor fit. The widest part of the funnel is online review. We look at the photos, the location, and the specs. If a house clearly doesn't match your needs on screen, we cross it off immediately. If it passes that test, it drops down to the next level. That middle level is the drive-by. Sometimes a house looks great online, but driving past reveals it's right next to a noisy highway. If the neighborhood vibe checks out, then and only then it makes it to the bottom of the funnel, the actual in-person tour. By treating your search like a filter, we save your physical energy. When we step inside a house, we already know it has a high probability of being the right fit. Once we do step inside, we need a way to capture your thoughts before they fade. So right after we walk out of a house, while we're still standing in the driveway, I'll hand you a simple form to quickly jot down what you liked, what concerned you, and your immediate gut reaction. Then we apply the rolling top 3. This is the absolute best way to beat decision fatigue. We only ever keep 3 active favorites on your list. If we tour a 4th home and you like it, it has to fight for a spot on the board by bumping one of your previous favorites off the list. If it isn't better than the 3 you already have, we discard it and move on. While we're making these cuts, pay attention to how the space actually feels. Can you easily visualize making your morning coffee in that kitchen? Does the layout fit the rhythm of your daily life? Your instincts carry a lot of weight. But as you start picturing your life there, be careful not to fall into a common trap. Holding out for a home that checks every single box flawlessly often means staying stuck in the search far longer than necessary and missing out on great opportunities along the way. Instead, I want you to look for the 85% home. If a property hits your absolute must-haves and delivers enough of your wants to make you feel confident and excited, that is a successful find. Finding the right place means balancing the strict logic of that top 3 list with the emotional permission to say yes to the 85% home. Now, sometimes you might spot a weekend open house and want to pop in while you're out running errands on your own. You are entirely welcome to do that. I'll give you a stack of my business cards. When you walk in, just hand one to the agent hosting the open house. That instantly lets them know you already have representation, so they won't pressure you to become their client. And remember, giving them your personal contact info or signing their guest book is completely optional. While you're walking through, watch for red flags, like cracks in the foundation, water stains on the ceiling, or even a single wall with fresh paint that looks out of place. Also, notice if there are musty smells or strong air fresheners trying to hide something. Spotting these doesn't mean you have to automatically walk away from the house. It just means you've identified an area we need to look into together to protect your investment. So, that is our touring strategy. We batch our scheduling, we use honest driveway debriefs, we ruthlessly maintain a rolling top 3, and we trust our gut when we find that 85% home. In the next video, we'll talk about what happens when you find that home. We'll cover how to understand its true market value and how we structure a smart, competitive offer. If anything we just went over sparked a question, please write it down. We will go through all of it in detail when we sit down for our in-person consultation. I'm John Harned with Apeak Realty. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.